Technology development is a process that has improved the quality of life of humans a lot. In fact, the reason I can appear in front of you in this form is a great testament of the capabilities of technology. Unfortunately, new technology can have some downsides as well. Over the last couple months, AI art has taken the internet by a storm. You see headlines like the first AI generated art got copyrighted, and even the first AI generated art won a competition. Now, if you are like me and you're not an artist, you probably are rubbing your hands together and seeing an opportunity for yourself to be able to show your creativity with the help of this new technology. But I couldn't help but feel something is wrong with using AI to generate art, especially when I saw a lot of artists on Twitter heavily disapprove of this. And this led me to think about the legality and ethics of AI art. And as I would consider myself part of the online VTuber community, which this might be a big surprise to you, heavily relies on art, I wanted to learn more about this subject to ease my doubts, and I decided to share my knowledge with you. Now, this subject caught my attention at first, seeing posts about DeviantArt, the largest art community in the world, introducing DreamUp on their site, an AI that can make almost anything you can imagine. Whether generating an idea for inspiration, creating rough concept art before pouring hours into a final creation, or generating backgrounds and textures, conversations with deviants have uncovered tons of creative ways artists are finding to integrate AI art in their workflow. And here you can see some examples of the art the AI has generated. The reception of this announcement was met with a lot of angry artists because DreamUp scraped through the entirety of DeviantArt and stored a lot of art in its database and now uses those art pieces as references to generate new art. The main problem here is that first off, artists did not consent to this, and second, everyone was automatically opted in, and they had to manually opt out of this program, which is a very scummy way to go about things. After the righteous outrage of the community, DeviantArt came with a solution. Update. We heard the community feedback and now all deviations are automatically labeled as not authorized for use in AI datasets. And of course, this news was met with, you guessed it, even more anger from the community. Here, Megan explains why this does not help, and it boils down to that DeviantArt basically shot their artists and then called the ambulance to help them. The damage is already done. The AI has taken everything. But to give DeviantArt some credit, they updated their terms of service on AI about future use, but unfortunately, that does not undo the damage. Now, I've been focusing on DeviantArt here, but they did not make the AI. The AI that DeviantArt uses is a third-party software called Stable Diffusion, which in turn makes use of LAION, as Megan brings to attention here. And buckle up because there is a lot to unpack. First off, Stable Diffusion is made by Stability AI, a company that provides various solutions with the help of artificial intelligence, and LAION is a non-profit org that makes machine learning resources available to the public. Now, what the researchers at LAION did is make a dataset from information they gathered on the internet that combines images to text prompts. And here we have Jackson Palmer showing where LAION got all their information from. We can see that Shopify, a commerce platform that lets you manage businesses online, is at the top of the list, where 36 million images are taken from. On the second place, we have Pinterest, and so on. Now let's scroll down a little to show you the immense amount of art the AI scraped through. Now this might look scary to some people and raise some legality questions, but after doing some research, it turns out this is all completely legal according to both US and EU laws. LAION used web scraping and crawling to gather all the information. These are just methods to efficiently search the internet. And there have been a couple of lawsuits about web scraping in the past, most notably by eBay, Facebook, and LinkedIn. The first two won their cases because they proved that the performance of their site was impaired because of the scraping, but LinkedIn actually lost the case. The conclusion was that gathering publicly available data is not illegal, which makes sense. Now, here we see the latest laws about it, and it seems that web scraping is perfectly legal. There are some do's and don'ts and ethical guidelines for scraping, though, which are all pretty logical stuff. Now, LAION also has published a research paper with an interesting Q&A in the appendix. There, they mention that they advise against the use of their database in end products because of potential harm to people. The reason is because the dataset has gathered information from the internet and thus contains discriminatory, not safe for work, and other disturbing types of content, as you can probably guess. The Q&A, by the way, could be worth to read if you are more interested in this stuff. They go more into detail about the methods they used for the information gathering and answer some questions about copyright and ethics of this research. I'll link the paper in the description for people who are interested. Now we get to Stable Diffusion, which did not listen to Leon's advice and are using it as end product. Though they do say that they tackled the previously mentioned problems by implementing an AI-based safety classifier that removes outputs that may not be desired by the model user. They also have their own license with a TOS. The only noteworthy part of it is in the use restrictions section. And it says that you are not allowed to use Stable Diffusion for any use intended to or which has the effect of discriminating against or harming individuals or groups based on online or offline social behavior or known or predicted personal or personality characteristics. Now, you could argue that DeviantArt caused harm to the artists on their site when they first implemented DreamUp by automatically opting all the artists into the program and basically copying their art styles and threatening their livelihood. Now, bear in mind, this is not legally wrong, but morally questionable at best, because the AI scans the images and basically learns how to draw just as any other human does. It just happens that the AI can do this on a way larger scale and way faster than humans can. But there is nothing inherently wrong about studying the drawings of others to improve your own skills. I mean, that's what art schools are based on. Now, I just wanted to share all this information, and I'm not gonna lie, I do have a bias against AI art. And this disapproval is not based on logic, but more on ethical dilemmas that there are no answers to as of now. So, this might be an unpopular opinion, but I can't really fault anyone deciding to use AI art, and I might end up using it as well at some point if I feel like the issues I have with it are resolved. But hopefully, I was able to provide you with objective information so that you can form your own opinions about this. And let me know what you think. Do you agree that this is all unethical and should not be encouraged? Or do you think that it's still fine to use these AIs to generate art? I'm interested in everyone's point of view and I would like to discuss with you about this. But for now, have a good day and I will see you all later. Bye.